G'day, Keithy here, thanks for joining me again. We're here today for a product review. I'm sure you can see down the front here who that's from if you're not aware of who that is. I'll tell you a little bit more about in this video. And there's a little bit of a story behind this product as well that's rather interesting. So grab yourself a cup of coffee, guys, and a seat somewhere nice and cool. Summer's here, it's getting hot. Don't know about where you are, but up here it is stiflingly hot. Let's go ahead with this video. Well, we couldn't go without checking this out.
Preparing it for now. Great Keithy here.
Oh, you know what? I wish I had something that could keep my beer nice and cool. Whoa, check that bad boy out. It's a chilling with Keithy stubby cooler. Well, I'll be buggered. But you know what? This is more than just a stubby cooler. Because if you don't like beer, you can put your water or your coffee or something else in there. How's that? Oh, wowee, I'm impressed. And if you're impressed as well and you want one of the chilling with Keithy stubby coolers for 20 Australian dollars, that includes postage, I'll send you one of these bad boys to your door. I'll give you the details down below, $20, including the cost of getting it down to you, or up if you're up north of me. Chilling with Keithy stubby cooler coming your way. There's the link right there. Woohoo! Alrighty, so here we are. As you can see, this product is from Go KWh. They actually like to be called Go KWh. I did ask them that because I was just making sure, even though that looks like kilowatt hours, Go KWh is the way that they describe their name. It's quite a good little name. As you can see, the package is from China, has come directly to me. Now, a funny story that I mentioned a little bit about in the intro here. I've been in contact with these guys for a number of months, maybe even 5 months. They asked me back then to do this product review on this product in the box here. Chat went backwards, forwards, addresses, phone numbers, blah, blah, blah. And it actually didn't eventuate into anything at the end because they couldn't get the product off to me, and they also had to do some changes to the product. So you move forward a few months, and just now in December, I received a package, which happens to be this one, and a following email as well. So I sort of didn't get a chance to say yes or no. This was on its way from China before I even got the email. And here we are now. Now, I've got to tell you in advance that I did not approach these guys. They approached me to do this product review. So as such, I haven't paid for this product. It's been given to me, and they've asked me to give my opinion on the product, how it works, how good it is, and fit for purpose, etc., etc. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. The first thing we need to do to get the product out, we need to unbox it. So let's go ahead with that, and we'll fast forward if it's going to be annoyingly slow. So the box is taped up nicely. That's a good start. Looking at the package from the top, it's well boxed, very safely boxed. There's a user manual here. Story about that. So in the email that I got, they said that this is actually for the version prior to this, so they have made some changes to this model. So this is not to be used. They actually gave me an online website to go to for the user manual for this. So I'll show you that. Just ignore this manual for now. We'll go online if we have to look at any manual. This is very well boxed. So here we have got two 8mm nuts. I am going to assume that that's what you screw into the top in order to put your terminal in. It's not that heavy, so when we get this out, you'll probably see what I'm talking about here. For what it is, I would say that it's not very heavy at all. The box is in very good condition. Doesn't look like it's been thrown around too much in transport, which is very good. And this box is now empty, so we might get rid of that. And then we can put this product up here. Now, I'm not sure how exactly this is meant to come out of this box, so I'm going to be vicious here and put it on its side and pull it out There we go, it's coming out nicely now. This is a nice little padded box, I must admit. Nothing else in the box there now. And what you see here is a 12.8 volt, 100 amp hour lithium battery. It's well packaged. Looking at the outside, the box is in really good condition. It feels solid, it looks solid. It looks, I don't know what the real word should be, inviting. It looks like something that if you saw it in a shop, you would consider buying this product. Okay, so there's a little download thing here. You scan your phone and you can get the information on the product from there, which I've already done because I got the information via email from them that this was not the right information for this particular product. So we'll go online for all of that. All right, now I guess we'll take this off. I don't like taking plastic things off until the moment that I use products, but we'll do it anyway for the sake of it being a product review. There we go. That's a very good looking product. So when I was getting it out of the box, the first thing that I did notice was the weight was very good. That, I haven't read how much this thing weighs. 10 to 15 kilos. I know that's quite a vast little range there. But if you go to the AGM battery that I've got in the Range Rover, this is much, much lighter than that. Being lithium, of course, but that, you know, that's one of the ticks straight away for this battery is it's lightweight, which is really good. Nothing on this end of it. It's got the information on the battery here. It tells you that it's lithium. It's got the high temperature of 70 degrees, short circuit, etc. there. So it's the same thing that's written on this side, and it's also got the scan QR code down the bottom, which is really good. Up the top, you can see here there's a little battery controller. So what I'll do before I go turning that on, I'll take these off and I will just check the voltage of this battery. And if it's all right, I'll turn it on and we can have a bit of a look at that, a bit of a play, and I'll talk about what we're going to do with this 12 volt lithium battery. All right, so here we are for a bit of a closer look at the battery. It looks very good. Everything's in place. It's nice and firm. I don't need this label on here. We might just remove that for the time being. So when you press this button here, it tells you the voltage. It does, it's a little bit of a self reset, I guess. So you're seeing there, I hope you can see that, 13.2 volts, zero current. So obviously nothing's being used. There's no power going out. So that's fair enough. 27.9 degrees is the current temperature, and it feels pretty right. That would be close to 27, 28 degrees. There you go, 28, it's just gone up. It'll be close to 33 here, so that makes sense that the temperature is rising, even though there is nothing attached to it. We've had a look around the box and it looks very efficient. And as I mentioned before, this manual here, while it was in the bag, I was informed is the wrong manual for this particular one, as they made some changes to the system. So I will have to sit down and read the online manual which they sent, and I'll put a link in the description with that manual. What I'm going to do now though is, it says up there that it's 13.2 volts. I'm just going to confirm with my little monitor here if that's actually what I'm seeing. So I hope you can see that. 13.2 on the battery charger, and I'm seeing 13.15 on my little gauge. So that's pretty good in my opinion, because 13.5 is near enough to 13.2. They've obviously rounded that one up. So the next step from here, I'm going to read the online manual and then I'll put this on here. Now we just saw that the charge rate up the top there was showing 49%. So I will chuck this on to charge for a little bit using a projector charger that I've got here. It's a 240 volt charger that will just connect up to these terminals here using those bad boys here. Get him up to charge, and while that's charging I can go and have a look through the manual. Alright, here we go. So bang on 9 o'clock in the morning here. The system, as you see there, is showing 13.2 volts, and that is purely coming from, if I can sort my hand out, the atom power down there. It's 13.3, 13.2, It's showing 100% state of charge. So I've disconnected the old Century battery that was on here, and also the Anderson plug for the solar that's up on the roof up there. So that's all done now. What we've got to do, being 9 o'clock, I thought 9 o'clock is a really good time to begin this because it's a round number. We can connect the fridge up. I've got all the connector in here, so I will fit all that up, plug it in, and begin using this outlet here to run the fridge. I'll turn the radio back on, so that'll come on right now. Start playing some lovely music. Radio, there we go. So essentially I'm going to test this thing out. We'll check in maybe every hour or two and see how it's all going. And see how well this Atom Power battery handles the fridge, the radio, and I might even chuck one of these lights on here as well. Party light time. There we go. So far I can see it's at 12.9, 13 volts roughly, 12.9, with just the radio and one of the party lights on. So I'll get this fridge going now and we'll check in at 10 o'clock for an update. Okay, so here's my little system. I'll bring you in closer and show you directly everything that's going on. There are two things down here. You probably say they're not in the right spot, and they're not. That's my Waco fridge. And I've also got my projector. This is a 240 volt, 16 amp I should say, battery charger. So we can use that for the sake of having something to charge it with while we are charging it. Up here is a little system that I made many years ago, probably 8 years ago I'd imagine I made this system. It doesn't look too archaic for what it is. We've got a little Ridge Rider charger here. That's just a little 10 amp charger. Now this system here runs off solar only. It's not plugged into the house. It doesn't normally get charged with a battery charger or anything like that. So I've got a 150 watt solar panel sitting about here on the roof. You get sun here most of the day, so it'll keep it charged. At the moment there is actually a radio here that's running. That's just a normal car stereo, as you can hear there. If you can hear that. It's got a little voltage gauge that I've put in up here as well. That is the charger. Now I haven't got the output connected to that. It goes directly to the battery, and anything that uses power comes directly from the battery rather than the charger. I've got fuses for everything up here because there's a lot of outlets. You'll see there's two 12 volt outlets here. So I can run things like the vehicle fridge, the Waco fridge. There's all my negative terminals here, and I've got lights as well. I don't know if you can see that given that it's daytime. I have two lights up here. One of them changes colours. It's got a little remote for it as well. That's inside the house at the moment. And then this one is just a normal white light up here, if you can actually see that now. I'm probably better off showing you that at night because it's a pretty cool little system. The reason that I made this system was so that if we did have a power outage for some reason, we get cyclones up in North Queensland in summertime very frequently. And it's just a way that I can have a radio and hear what's going on. So if something is going on and the cyclone's getting closer or something's happening and the power's out, at least I can listen to the radio and get some advice on everything there. That also does Bluetooth and plays CDs and all kinds of things, which is really handy for what it is. It's just an old cheapo one, but it does the job. And I've got four very old stereo speakers behind that it sends its sounds from. So we've got the two outlets here where I can run 12 volt things, and up the top there are two Andersons at 2.1 amp. So I can just, they're just a USB outlet there. They run to all of these little lights, or I could charge a phone or something off that if I really needed to as well, which is very handy if I wasn't going to use the USB that's attached to the stereo. So that's my little system at the moment. Now what I'm planning on doing while this thing is charging up, I want to hook up the fridge, get the fridge running from zero using that 12 volt lithium battery and see how it performs starting from ground zero to get that fridge running, operating, and we'll see how long it goes for. I'll keep this radio going as well so that we have a constant discharge, so there's always something being used. But what I will do, and there's an Anderson plug just up here, you probably can't see that, that will disconnect the solar going into that. All I need to do is disconnect this battery here and reconnect it with the new battery. Now the reason that is sort of almost perfect timing is because this battery is actually dead. If I was to take the solar off it right now, it would drop down to about 9 volts. This battery is literally cactus, but solar is what's keeping it alive during the day. So I'm due for another battery for this anyway. That's not the only thing that we can use to test this battery out. We could also put it into the Range Rover and put my battery charger on it and see if we can basically test it like I would with a normal dual battery system in the Range Rover. And the reason that I'm not doing that right now, I sort of try and want to use this just like I would in the car with a radio and a fridge and lights and phone chargers and all of that kind of stuff, is because up in North Queensland right now it is way too hot to go camping. I'm not going to put it in the car and go camping with it. I don't want to do any kind of testing at all where I can't actually prove to you guys how it performs out in the bush. So for a really, really comprehensive take it camping test, I'm going to have to wait until maybe even May or June next year to take it out and give it a real test in the vehicle. But for now, this is pretty close as a simulation. These LED lights run for 6 meters, the length of my patio roof, or less than the length of my entire patio roof, which is really good for nighttime lighting for the kids when you get the other one set up. So that's really cool. They actually draw quite a lot of current too, those little LED lights, especially when you have got 3 strips of white and then 3 strips of the multicolored ones. They tend to drop that battery down pretty quickly. So it'll be really good to see how it performs with all the various things that I've got on here. Now I reckon it's not going to be long and that battery is going to be charged, so I'll keep an eye on that. Once it's charged, we'll bring it out here, I'll put it down, disconnect this battery, reconnect the other battery. I'll get the solar off here, and I'm going to have to disconnect this charger as well because we want to test the charger that is on the lithium battery rather than this one here. So I will just disconnect this charger while we do all of the testing to see how everything works. All right, here we are, 7 o'clock at night. I've got the lights on. They've been on, these lights, believe it or not, the entire day for the center one here, and these 2 outer ones, I turned them on at 6 o'clock. So if there is a change in the percent left for the battery, these 2 lights on the extremity here would probably have affected that, because the lighting system that is actually lighting this area at the moment is all being fed from that auxiliary battery there. So this one's been on all day. We've had the radio on all day. I've just turned the volume down for now. I did have it up a little bit louder. And the fridge has been running at -4 all day, constantly cycling on and off. So there might be a little bit of change in the voltage drop here and there, as you see, the amps that it requires to do its thing. So I'll grab you now. We'll have a bit of a look around and see how everything is going. Quick talk about it, and I also want to have another special little talk. So you can see we're listening to Triple M at the moment. So these are the switches for the lights that are at the back. I was talking about them before. Individual ones. So we got 1, 2, 3. All runs off this 12-volt system here and here, which obviously the battery is taking care of at the moment. You can see there we've got 13.1 volts, 7.4 amps at the moment, and the temperature is 32.3. Now, a couple of times through the day I've come through and just checked it with my hand, and it is pretty accurate, I'd be honest with you. The 32 degrees is about right. So everything's looking good. The one thing that is a little bit of a discrepancy is the voltage up here. Now this voltage just comes directly from the back of the system here, so it's not going to be 100% accurate, especially from the lithium battery down here. But everything seems to be running quite good. Sitting at -5 at the moment, so it's just switched off, it's just cycled off. All right, so we've hit 7 o'clock. There's only 2 hours to go. We're going to hit 9 o'clock and see how it performs. It's done pretty well so far, given that it's got nothing charging it. It's only discharging. It's got the lights and the fan and the radio running, so that's doing pretty good for what it is. Before we get to 9 o'clock, I thought I'd tell you about a code that you can use, Keithy 12V. Use that code, and the link is in the description. You're going to save yourself a heap of money if you're interested in having the Go KWh 12-volt battery that I'm showing you right there, the one exact battery that I'm using now, which is a 12-volt lithium 100 amp battery. That battery could be yours for $269 US. So whatever that converts to, wherever you're from, I don't know. That's why we've kept it in US dollars. You can have that one there using the code Keithy12V. I'll put the link down below. You have 2 months from now to be able to use that code and get that massive discount on that very 12-volt lithium battery that I'm using right now. I think that's absolutely an amazing price, considering what it is, how well built it is, how well packed it is, and how well it's performed. So get into that now. It's in the description. I will make it shine so that you can see where it is. 2 months we got if you want to get that battery. So get on it, guys, while it's still there. All right, so on the stroke of 9 o'clock, you can see there we have 44% left in that wonderful 12-volt lithium battery. That's my first operation and unit use of a lithium battery. I was a little bit concerned. One of my big concerns was heat. We didn't experience any issues with heat, so that's been really good. I think it's really performed quite well, if I'm perfectly honest with you. So we managed to run lights, as you can see above. We have 3 rows that are 6 meters long, so there's quite a lot of LEDs happening there. I could tell you now there was 11 amps just in these LED lights running on their own if we were to take the radio and the fridge out of the situation. But for the last 3 hours, given that the sun went down, I chucked the extra lights on. So this is my cyclone system. If anyone's got a cyclone pack somewhere, I reckon something like this would be really fantastic for it. And given that we've got a cyclone on its way now, I might keep this set up the way that it is for the time being. It allows me to listen to the radio and run the fridge in case of an emergency. The only thing that I have to investigate is whether I can actually attach the solar panel that's on the roof to charge it up. But nevertheless, I have other means and other ways of being able to do that. So for now, it's all pretty good. Don't forget to go down into the description because I have got that discount code there, Keithy12V. If you go over, you're going to save quite a lot of money if you want this 12-volt lithium battery. I think it's fantastic. It's done a great job to have 44% left after 12 hours operating continuously. Fridge straight away from literally from a hot 27, 28 degrees, whatever it was. Actually, I think it was 38 degrees. So that was quite impressive. The radios run all day as well. As with the center light here, these two I've been on for 3 hours, so you'll note that we used a little bit more power for the last 3 hours, but we still managed to get the job done. Now, nobody's going to run an LED light for 12 hours, let alone 3 of them, so it was a really good little test to have something else on there to challenge this system. Now, I'm thoroughly impressed. I think that that will go really well in the Range Rover, so there are things that we can look into there and actually use this lithium battery in the Range Rover, but we're going to wait till next year to do that. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. You can do that with the button up there or down there or wherever it might be. Give me your comments and feedback if you've got any feedback you'd like to give to me. I will be able to get back to you on that. You can go over to Chilling with Keithy as well. You can get me there. But otherwise, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you appreciate it, and I hope it wasn't too long and boring for you. Hopefully you get it in December because that's when I've made it, when Adobe's problems going on. Fingers crossed I can actually get this video uploaded in December and get it out to you guys. Thank you, Adobe. I've been such a problem lately. Anyway, guys, take care. I'll see you in the next video. Good boy, aren't you?